Hello teacher, everyone. My name is Daniel Fernando Perez, and this is my final oral test. Question number one. Do you think it's possible to have a good personal relationships in spite of distance? Okay, in my opinion, yes, I definitely think it's possible. That is a good idea. Thanks to technology, we can video calls and message and share moments instantly. For example, when you are calling, video calling with WhatsApp or Zoom or Meeting, right? The key is great effort, regular communication, trust, finding creative ways to stay connected with other people, like watching a movie together, for example, online or playing video games. Also, of course, it's not easy. There is physical presence, but many people have some long distance friendship or relationships. So I think the distance is a challenge, one possible already, but it's a great challenge for all people. Question number two. What strategies do you put into practice in order to improve your English? What is good and bad side of learning English? Okay, normally I use these strategies. For example, I like to watch the TV or series and movies in English with subtitles. We try to get that every day. Also, I like listening to podcasts or music and trying to understand the lyrics. For example, when I travel to my home or my home to house or my job for my house, I try to listen in podcasts in English all the time. Also, speaking with native or fluent friends online. For example, I have a close friend in Canada. I try to speak in English with him every time, every day, because I need to improve my English skill. Another strategy is keeping it small, not with new words. For example, I like to write my vocabulary, new vocabulary every day, because every time, every day you learn more words. Also, thinking in English during daily activities, I try to apply my English in my daily routines. When I wake up, I take a lunch. I try to practice English with my colleagues here in my job. I consider that the side of learning English, it opens many doors around the world. Maybe better job opportunities, access to information, to travel another country, and connecting with people worldwide. The bad side, for example, it can be frustrating because there are many irregular verbs. I don't like it, for example, irregular verbs. There are confusing pronunciation, maybe, and different accents. Sometimes it feels like you never stop making mistakes. And yeah, these are my strategies I use every time. Question number three. What piece of advice would you give to someone who wants to visit Colombia for the first time? Wow, excellent. My main advice would be don't just stay in one city, explore the diversity, visit all the cities if you can, because Colombia is a beautiful country, has a beautiful beaches, has a beautiful women. Colombia has beaches, mountains, jungles, many coffee regions, right? You have to learn a few basic Spanish phrases, for example, if you want. The people really appreciate it. It's better for Colombian people. Also, be careful with your belongings in crowded places, but don't be paranoid because in Colombia there are many robbers. Right? Colombians are very friendly and helpful. try the food. For example, try to eat arepas, bandeja paisa, empanada de pipián, for example, and fresh tropical fruits. It's the most common fruit and food in Colombia. And most importantly, as locals for recommendation, they know the best places. For example, if you travel to Pasto Nariño, you can visit the church, the principal church in Colombia, like Lajas, the Lajas Church. For example, you can eat guinea pig if you prefer. And finally, obviously, you have to know everything about Colombia. Question number four. Talk about time you had to give a speech or a presentation in front of other people. What did you talk about? How did you feel? And etc. Okay, I remember when I giving a presentation at the school about climate change and the small actions we can take to help the environment. I felt I was very nervous because it was my first English class. My hands were shaking and my heart was beating fast. But I had practiced a lot of time at house and job. So once I started speaking in English, the nervous went away. I remember I talked about recycling, saving water, using less plastics, and planting trees. At the end of the presentation, people asked me questions about the topic, and that made me feel proud because I realized they were really listening. It taught me that preparation is the best way to fight fear, for example, for me. Okay, teacher, thank you so much. Bye bye.